Hello and welcome back to Sydney Olympic Park. It's grand final week for the Sydney Masters Hockey Association. We had two crackers last night and let's hope for the same again. Up first, it's the Masters Division grand final. St George Randwick taking on Sutherland. And after that, Senior Masters, Penrith and Manly GNS. I'm Lachlan Morley. I'm here with Ian Jessup. Ian, great night for the occasion.
It's beautiful weather out here, Lachlan. It's low 20s or about 20 degrees at the moment. It's been a beautiful, clear day with hardly a breath of wind. It's perfect conditions for hockey, and let's hope we get two really good close games tonight. St George in the Masters Division playing Sutherland in our first game on the roster tonight. St George will start hot favourites, finished well clear in first place on the table. Sutherland had to win, I think, their last pool match or second last pool match to get into the four, and had a good semi-final win over MacArthur. So they will come in as underdogs, but as we found out all through the final series of this competition, that anything can happen on the night. Likewise, Senior Masters Division, Penrith clear as minor premiers, and not taking anything away from Manly Gordon, who will give it a good crack tonight. All four teams in action tonight have loads of New South Wales representative players in them, and we'll be mentioning those as we go, as the play happens throughout the night. Looking forward to some good hockey. Last night we had Briars taking up Premier League over Ryde 3-2 in a game that was decided with a goal with 2 minutes to go. And then in Sydney Cup, which is our second grade of our 5 grades, UTS going back-to-back with a 1-1 draw against Sydney Uni and then winning the shootout 4-1. Sydney Uni having finished clear minor premiers there, but unable to put their chances away last night.
Yeah, so I guess that shows the underdogs can do it, and the Sutherland players, well, should be approaching this with a fair degree of confidence. They've matched up reasonably well against St George Randwick this season. 3-1 to St George the first time round, 1-1 the second time, and then a 2-0 to St George. So, look, St George Randwick having the better of Sutherland so far, but yeah, as you mentioned last night, both on underdogs winning, and in a grand final, you just got to pinch chances and anything can happen.
Too true. Like, you're all about taking chances. You can dominate. If you don't put the ball in the net, you can pay a very hefty price for it. We looks like we are 20 seconds away from teams gathering, and push back in probably 2 minutes. Both sides loaded with New South Wales players, as I said. We'll see how it all pans out. It should be a good quick game. The pitch is looking in ideal condition. We've had no rain the last couple of days. It's nicely watered. The weather today was mid-20s out here. Not much breeze, so it wouldn't have dried out from any wind.
And you've mentioned some of the personnel out there a couple of times, Ian. Why don't we see if we can take a look at the lineups? And there we have St George Randwick up first. Certainly some talent. Why don't you give us some of the ones to look out for?
Okay, Peter Cooner, the captain, nicknamed Snake. He's got very, very silky skills. Very, very hard to tackle, hard to dispossess. Short corners, he can just wibble in and out of people and shoot. He'll be a key player in that centre half or inner position. If I was Sutherland, I'd be tagging him very tightly to make sure he receives as little ball as possible. Likewise, Jeff Hayes, gun striker for many years for New South Wales Hockey and St George Randwick. They're the two key players up in the high part of the field for my mind. A very strong midfield as well. Andrew Jones, St George and Randwick, many years first grader. Again, really great skills. Caterin Oakley is a striker who has speed and convert. He was on fire at the over 50 state champs at Moorebank.
So that's the St George Randwick lineup. Minor premiers, as we mentioned a little earlier. Pivoting to Sutherland. Ian, who do you like in the sky blue?
I've liked the way Will Lewis has come into Masters hockey the last 2 years. One of the ball guys for Sutherland. He's got speed, he's got skill, he's got really good anticipation, reads the game fantastically. He'll play midfield, possibly centre half, possibly an inner. Dave Richardson likewise in midfield. It's a matter for the question for me is, do Sutherland have the strike power to score the goals that they need to get the win, or at least be on an even footing with St George? Dave Campbell at the back, I think he turned 70 this year. I've never seen him miss a trap in 40 years of hockey. Still gets around the pitch pretty well. They'll need to really communicate well at the back, because St George do have some firepower. And St George, I think their keeper is overseas, or they've lost one keeper to injury and one overseas, so they are using Andrew Liang from Macquarie Uni as their keeper tonight.
Now we're just seeing pictures there of umpires for the evening. That's Kyle Hammond, nearest the camera, and Chris Hawkins just a step away from him. Two accomplished umpires. Both of them have umpired all through the grades this season.
And umpires who have a really good control of the game too. Know the players well. Let the players have their little moments of shall we say, disappointment or so, and let the game get on with it. Craig Millar's our technical officer. He'll be umpiring the second match tonight with Pat Morlan, and Hawko will be on the TO bench later. Team's just waving hello to their supporters here. Good to see some family members and fans out here. It's a lovely evening.
Just a bit of pre-game pageantry. Not something we do week to week in the Masters comp, but I'd like to put on a bit of a show in grand final week.
Just a reminder, our games tonight are live streamed, and if you miss part of it or can't see one game or want to catch up on any of the top 4 grade grand finals, you can find them on YouTube forever.
Yeah, just punch in C Sport live streaming into the YouTube search bar and you'll see that little logo in the top right of your screen appear, and yeah, take a look at last night's games and any number of other games C Sport have broadcast during the season.
Thank you to Luke Domro and his family for providing our audio-visual services these 2 nights. Last year, I think we got almost 1,000 sets of eyes watching the grand finals. Be keen to see what our numbers are like this week.
Now, if you are at home, you can drop us a comment. Tell us which team you're supporting. Tell us which player you've tuned in to watch. Tell us where you're watching from. We'll pop your comments up on the screen as we go. And if you like what we're doing, let us know that too. If you don't, well, keep that one to yourself.
And St George Randwick hit off. Speaking of where you're watching the game from, 3 years ago we had a player from Macquarie Uni who'd booked a holiday and missed the grand final, was viewing in from Italy.
Well, we're away in the Masters Grand Final. St George Randwick with it first. Just up the flank.
I'm just going to have a little look up the field, see how Sutherland are structuring up in defence, whether they play 3 at the back or play the traditional 2 and then 3 halves. St George with 1 high strike at the moment, a second one venturing further upfield. Well, that's raised. Scott Dreyer with his first touch there, trying to get the first time ball through. And a good jab from John Marcard, but couldn't prevent it going over the sideline. Sutherland with their first chance to mount an attack. A nice ball to the baseline.
Quick one out of defence by Greg Kay, but it's picked off near the halfway.
Patrick Ward, one of the younger players from Sutherland there with a nice intercept.
Nice little pivot there from Dave Campbell. This is a teammate, and that's clever. Sort of threads the needle.
That was Will. I was going to say it's Will Lewis finding Ward out to the right there. Oh, crossfield, he's put it straight to St George, but off their stick. Sutherland will retain possession. They've got 3 guys up in the circle. You might not be able to see it on your screen at the moment, but they just did have 3 high trying to stretch St George. Bit of a feeling out period here the first few minutes. You want to make sure that as a team, as an individual, as a team, the first 3-4 minutes you don't make fundamental errors of skill. You trap it, you get the pass away nicely so that the team can go into the rest of the game with confidence. Will be some nerves. It's Lewis just pushing high there. Should mention also Sutherland have in their team Shane Chanel, number 16, the father of Courtney Chanel, the Hockey-Roo, who finished equal leading top goal scorer for the Hockey-Roos this year.
Thank you for that comment, Nicholas Cullen, tuning in from Bangor and supporting Sutherland. Let us know how you think the game is panning out as it goes as well.
Oh, here we are. Oh, well, that was an overhead straight down the middle, missed by 3 players, and John Marcard, I think it was, right on the penalty stroke spot, took an almighty backhand, upright backstick swipe straight into Glenn Crowhurst, the goalkeeper. Don't think anyone knew what happened, and it trickled over the back line. So the first real opportunity there. First
opportunity, and against the weight of possession so far in this match. Kuna through.
Oh, that could be a corner. Oh. Fortunately, that might have been ruled to be not have made an effort not to put it over the back line, but St George now keeping the ball. It's unfair in a way in Masters hockey that you have to go fetch the ball at the age of these players.
Well,
as long some ball boys out there,
as long as it doesn't go over the concrete boundary around the perimeter,
that could test their stretching ability.
I mean, even in the Premier League, I certainly hate having to vault over it.
Some very good grand finals last Saturday in the Sydney Hockey Premier League. It's very, very narrow. George had cover for that missed pass there. No, very narrow there. Had no one out basically on the left third of the field. So Will Lewis looks like he's started at centre half arena and he's pushed up to even a striker attacking mid at the moment. Matthew Rowling just covering for Sutherland, one of 5 brothers who've played many, many years with Sutherland. Very strong family, great servants to the game. Voted many decades between them and mum and dad, Judy and Frank. Our grand finals, just in case you're wondering the time of it, we play 30-minute halves with a 5-minute break at half time. Oh, poached. Ernie Orth just having a little sleep. Will Lewis has stolen that. He's got around Greg Kay as well and just can't. Oh, it's got taken a deflection, so it's still a Sutherland ball.
Nice little self-hit from Lewis, one way then the other. Played that nicely, but
one touch too many, and Orth picked him off. Kuna surrounded by 3 now. Not a lot of support, might just dump it left half.
Risky from Smith. It was only ever going to a blue shirt. Nice little back and forth. Don't mind that with Lewis. Clever from him. Teammate wide. Up the flank. Bit of a miss trap.
Rowling has it. Goes for the chaos ball and it's falling to Ward at right inner. Oh, he's made a mess of the trap. He might have been getting a little bit ahead thinking of the shot at goal that was going to inevitably follow. That was a real opportunity there for Sutherland. Just took a deflection from the cross.
So, Eliana Domro here in support of Pat.
Yeah, the skills I was talking about from Kuna.
Ball just over the sideline deep. Tell you what, when Sutherland go, they go hard and fast. I mean, they mean business tonight from the outset. A little less polished than St George Randwick, but it's working for them so far.
St George have been a bit nervy at the moment, and there's another one in this trap there. They've been a bit nervous with it.
Back with the play. Nice little stats from Dreyer. Good contest with Sutherland still. Short one.
Yeah, Cooner in the back there. Taking it quickly, Southo. Get that ball into the D. It's too much cover there, though. Sutherland had players behind it. St George guys needed to be in front. Let's try and get that first opportunity, but some nice linking there. That was, yes, that was raised accidentally. Like Mark Brookfield out there with the cap, the soft cap. Yeah, so we play 30-minute halves with a 5-minute half-time break. If it's level at full time, it'll be straight to a shootout. There's no extra time. No golden goal. We're 8.5 minutes in. Peter Cooner again just showing what good skills he has, the ability to retain possession, deny the opposition a chance even to make a play at the ball.
So, yeah, some further support for a St George team member. That's Richard Bartlett, number 17. Run, Bartlett, run, says Lynx Girl.
Looks like that might be a card there. I think that's might be a green to Will Lewis. Yes, it is. 2 minutes in the naughty chair. Matt Rowling, proud uncle of 2 twins last Friday. He's a twin himself. That's right, Matt is a twin. Whoever just put that comment up, just let us know which Rowling brother it was whose family have just had the twins. Mitchell, okay.
Cooner again. It's pretty much all Sutherland in front of him.
There's no one to dump it out to.
Bit of physicality. I don't mind that in that situation. Cooner a little unhappy.
Well, there's not much space there, and every player wants to own it. But St George just didn't even have the outlet back to left half there, just to give Cooner a bit of a breathing space, or a quick 1-2. Oh. Ambitious along the back line. Jeff Hayes about to come on from Ford John Marcad for St George Randwick.
Don't mind that aggression from Sutherland. It's out with Kay to Cooner.
Now, to my mind, Sutherland just giving Cooner too much space there. Give him 3-4 metres. He's going to make that trap easily. I'd like to see someone maybe tag him for 5-6 minutes, just really give him no room at all, so they can't go straight into that centre half and then build and construct from there. Sutherland would know that he's a key player who gets the ball and can carry, eliminate one, get a free hit, and then construct from there. That's a nice cutout.
Hayes to Cooner. And
he'll look for a corner here. Got it on a string, and that is our first corner of the evening. Lewis getting the call back from the sin bin, just in time to come on for the corner.
well, first short corner of the match. Just the
Looks
one.
like Greg Kay setting up to hit. Maybe Cooner to trap. Okay, with a very good hard upright hit. Laid off to Jones, back to Kay. That's a straightforward save by Crowhurst. Well worked by St George, but no real power on the eventual shot. Oh, it falls free to Jones in the circle. And that might have been Regan Smith falling on the shot.
Yeah, I was taking another look at that one. Ping-ponged around a bit in there, and in the end, it was Oakley with the shot just into the side of the box. Or Regan Smith,
yeah,
I
Regan
should say.
Smith, yeah. Just lost his balance going for that shot there. Quite a good opportunity from about a 40-degree angle. Crowhurst committed to the near post.
It's with Jones through the centre. Has more room than he would normally. Left, then right. Releases the man up the sideline.
There's no support close, so he'll have to carry here. Hayes does well. Someone from Southo's lost their stick. That's a short corner. Maybe for Brookfield losing his stick in the tackle. That's all I can think. I can't. Anyway, Hawkins has ruled that that was deliberate because it was outside the circle but inside the 25. Masks on as of this year. Face masks. Another one watching from Gaimea Bay. Go Pete from Aiden. Face masks compulsory now on short corners. And you have to think that's many years overdue, Lachlan, given the potential danger.
No trapper this time. It's straight out to Greg Kay. He'll shoot himself. And just a bit of an air swing there from Regan Smith.
Crowhurst getting down for the save and then bobbled in the air, and Smith looking for a tennis backhand. So St George creating chances. Two corners. They've, I'm going to say, two opportunities that could have been dealt with a lot better.
Kuna sort of running himself into an awkward spot in that corner. He's defended nicely. But look, the clearing hit out of the Sutherland defence is only as far as Kay, and he sets him up again. Dreyer.
Oh, nice.
One way, then the other. Carries it a bit. But tell you what, in those situations...
It's found Hayes, but it's hit him in the foot. Yeah, Dreyer's carry there, I really like that, Lachlan. Too many times you see a player with the ball, they'll run straight up the field and they'll just narrow the angle that an available pass can be given. Dreyer carrying on a 45-degree angle forces a defence to shuffle, and then that through ball that you're looking for as the money ball is on.
Well, we're just at the halfway mark of the first half. Just about 15 minutes down, and Sutherland, who, well, they certainly had the best of maybe the first 10. St George have swung the momentum back their way of late, though, and they're just building up through weight of possession and some meaningful forward 25 entries.
Could be a test of bench depth here too, this match. If your star or key players need a breather with the unlimited interchange, how strong your bench players are. If they are of equal quality as your best 11, then you can maintain that pressure and momentum. But noticeable that St George now in having possession and position. That cross or across the baseline, missing everyone. It'll be Sutherland from the sideline right near the back. Good chance for St George to press here if they want to. I'm just happy to pull back. I thought they might have put some pressure on there, just for something different. There's a touch finder from Trevor Nicol. So Andrew Liang filling in for St George in goals, not have to make a save yet. Glenn Crowhurst has made 3 or 4 for Sutherland. Fairly straightforward, but they had to be made, and they were. Just a bit of ducks and drakes here now.
Just a 1-2 between Jones and Orth, and it'll go all the way back to Kay. Pretty deep press from Sutherland. Started almost back at halfway from the 16-yard hit. But probably appreciate having a bit of a breather.
Good cutout from, it might be Hillier out there actually, not Brookfield. I know Barney Mark Hillier does wear a soft cap, as does Brookie sometimes. It's a Sutherland ball. It's got a little scrappy those last couple of minutes here.
Campbell for Sutherland. Just taking his time. And tell you what, risky, but it's worked for now.
It's gone through Cooner out to the left half.
It's basically a
nice
2-on-5 though. Tell you what, they certainly got the yardage.
Lewis wanted the long corner there, appealing to no avail. It was a good transfer and good quick movement.
Pretty much all players over in that inside right channel. Bit of a spread now though. Straya opens it up. Fairly safe back to Singh.
He could have dropped it to Jones just directly back and come out to left wing. There's a lot more room there.
Risky. Don't mind
Nickel
that.
finds rolling. Oh, nice. Nice first touch, but unfortunately just rolled onto his foot. That was good play by Sutherland. Good sharp play in the circle.
Yeah, St George been called on to pick off those cross-circle hits a few times, and they've done it fairly well. They're alive to those opportunities.
If I was Sutherland, I wouldn't be too disheartened though. They've found space and they've been able to find players in the circle, which is encouraging.
Well,
North with a lovely pick mid-air on the back stick over his shoulder.
Well, we've gone from no overheads in the match, 20 minutes in, to 2 in the space of seconds, and oh, if they want to put on a bit of a show in, I'm here for it.
The overheads at international level get overdone, but club level, always good to see them, especially if you're under a press. You can gain quite a bit of ground and cut out a lot of defenders. 15, 20 metre, 25 metre toss. The one thing about the overhead rule that puzzles me is how FIH, I know the defender has to give an opponent who's clearly under the ball 5 metres, but the idea of giving a forward in the circle 5 metres space to receive a pass unchallenged is a bit silly. Looking for a run into the corner, but no one led. Got 10 minutes to go, first half. It's 0-0. St George Randwick versus Sutherland. Grand final of Masters Division. St George pressing now. Everyone's appealing out there. A rare hitting error from Dave Campbell there. Normally so clean and clear.
Yeah, Sutherland certainly got out of jail in that little sequence. They've clogged the circle now. Cooner, self-hit, takes it 5, rolls it onto the foot, and that will be St George's 3rd short corner. They didn't have a designated trapper on for the last one. It was straight to K for the hit from the top. And
discussion here. Cooner's at the top. He may well trap again. This field just at this northern end, for some reason there's a bit of a gremlin in the pitch, and it can just bobble a bit as the ball gets to the top of the circle when you're looking to make that trap.
Yeah, he called it in. It's Cooner trapping.
Dre's at left layoff. Just waiting for Sutherland to put the masks on. Sutherland do have 2 players very high in case this breaks for them.
Another variation, but very well picked off, and
must have just copped a St George foot with that ball coming out of the circle there. I thought if they could find Ward at right half, so they had 2 guys very high and very wide, that would have given them a good quick counter-attack.
have to come back through the midfield. It's played nicely. Space right, uses it. But still, it's just green and black shirts. It makes its way through anyway.
That was a nice ball in from Ward. He found his teammate. Again, just made the trap, but it just wasn't as... It didn't just sit on the stick like you want it to when you're in the circle, so that you can then immediately do your next play. Cater and Oakley just off his foot there. He's one of the St George players who will be playing for the Australian Defence Force at the Nationals. A new team coming in this year, just one team in the over 40s. Good intercept from Lewis, just getting stick down in front of Kuna. Nice turn, but St George are waiting. Looking at team lists, I haven't seen Raj Mavji out there for Sutherland as yet. Not sure if he's playing tonight. He was listed.
Well, just looking across the park, I mean, there are a lot of names and numbers which don't quite match up with our list. So, look, if there are any we're getting wrong, please just drop us a comment. Let us know. We're happy to be corrected. But we do rely on the clubs for accuracy.
Yeah, I haven't seen Raj out there. He's got some real speed up front and some good stick work. Oh, nice jab from Hayes. Smith. Well, that was a field goal in rugby league terms. And an opportunity missed. First time hit. Gee, he got plenty on that. That must... I think that has missed Patrick Ward's head by a millimetre. Gone straight over the black dot in football parlance. A lovely jab there from Oakley up high just to get that first touch and get the ball in the D. Smith really latched onto it, but unfortunately for St George, Randwick over the top. 5 minutes to go, first half. It could have been 1-0.
Sutherland now. Angle pass, but it's a missed trap. That was Will Lewis that just beat. Yeah, sort of. I don't mind the quick passes out of defence, quick and long ones, but they keep finding themselves 2 and 3 against 5 and 6 defenders, and really.
Oh, here's an error. Oh, and a great save from Liang. Riquet missed the ball completely. Will Lewis getting in with a really nice backstick shot. Picking up his second green for maybe hitting the ball away. That was a bad mistake at the back by Greg Kay, but Andrew Liang called on for the first time tonight, making a really good reflex save from point blank. No, it's Trevor Nickel going to the bin for 2 minutes. Well, both ends in the space of a minute could have had a goal.
Well, Southern may be a man down, but they're not retiring out on the field. They're absolutely going for it. They're sniffing an opportunity. Straight in.
Oh! That is another outstanding save. Oh, a lovely backstick smash into the D, and Dave Richardson diving full stretch. Just watching the replay here. I think that was going in, Lachlan. That's a huge save from Andrew Liang.
Yeah, first instinct was post, but no, absolutely glove. And, well, even the players were a little confused there because it was off the glove. It's certainly a long corner.
Well, Sutherland are finding, although they haven't had a lot of ball lately, they are finding pathways and routes into the circle, and it's really, really causing St George some problems. That's 2 really good chances in the space of a minute. Chances at both ends.
Well, okay, the overhead on the transfer.
Nice. Spreads the field now, Chanel, with a little chaos ball. That strong flick about half shin pad height. Well picked off by St George, but Souther will come again with just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Sutherland
just recycling. Dave Campbell carries. hits.
Oh, and Jeff Hayes has come straight on and up high. There's no one back for Southo. Luckily, they have the ball at the moment still. Oh, there's a touch. Oh, another good opportunity from Southo. Dave Campbell getting back now with Jeff Hayes high. He's behind him, pushing high to the D with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, not much finesse in that last couple of minutes from Sutherland. They're just trying to muscle in a goal.
They could have had 2 or 3.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes in a grand final, just a bit of meat and potatoes hockey.
And against the run of play too after St George could have had one.
Well, inside 2 to go. Well, there's your answer, Ian. Raj Mavji
is in Japan. Right, okay, he was on the initial team list.
Well, I guess if you're not going to be with your team in the grand final,
might as well be a long way away.
It's got a decent excuse.
Having a good holiday or a work trip. Nice pick there.
You get out of work trips to play grand finals. Sorry, you just do.
Raj, hope you're enjoying Japan. Ricky McCann looking to receive the overhead. They get another, go at it. Sean Glassford intercepting nicely. St George can just hold the ball now and work their way up gradually.
Thanks for that comment there, PJ. I believe PJ was tuning in last night and leaving us comments on the frequent, yes. Luke to our left is just giving us a nod and a bit of a grin. So, PJ, good to have you backing up with all of us. Well, 30 seconds to go in the half. Neither side has opened the account. It's been pretty gripping and pretty willing hockey in stages. And, yep, just another little relieving ball from Sutherland. And
I thought they might have thrown a couple of guys high there and gone a real good hard hit to try and find someone in the D with only seconds left.
Neither side's super keen to see any more hockey in this half. They were all kind of just turning to the bench and then, well, no, it's back on. Kale just soak up the last couple of seconds. Well, not a bad half of hockey from either side. They go to the break, 0-0, St George Randwick and Sutherland in the Masters Division Grand Final. Join us in 5 minutes for the second half. Welcome back. You're with us for the second half of this Masters Division Grand Final within the Sydney Masters Hockey Association. It's 0-0, St George, Randwick and Sutherland. And some exciting hockey at either end of the field so far, Ian.
Thanks, Lachlan. We've had chances at both ends. This game could conceivably have been 4-all if both sides had taken their chances. There were moments where not a lot really happened, and then it opened up. St George had Regan Smith alone has had 3 good opportunities at goal. Sutherland at the other end had some good chances. Both goalkeepers have been really on the ball tonight. Glenn Crowhurst for Sutherland and Andrew Liang, the Macquarie Uni keeper, filling in for St George tonight. Both keepers have made some really good saves. Liang in particular, with 3 minutes to go in that half, pulled off 2 really good diving saves from close range. Both sides have been a little nervy at the back, presenting their opponents with opportunities, but neither side's been able to take them so far. Let's see what happens in the second half. Oh, nice build-up, unfortunately, just hitting the foot there. Good ball from Rolling. Let's see what happens.
Jones now looked long, plays it smartly. Kuna.
It's ideal hockey conditions too, Lachlan, I want to say. Love to be out there myself now. It's just temperatures in the high teens, hardly any breeze. Beautiful.
Yes, hello to you, Matt Bennett, and thanks for joining. Of course, long-time Sutherland player and prolific goal scorer in Premier League One over many seasons. Nabbed a super goal in their narrow prelim final loss to Union New South 2 and a bit weeks ago. No doubt that one will burn in his squad over the off season. They'll be back seeking a vengeance in 2026.
And a South Sydney fan too, so doubly good bloke. Matty's scored hundreds of goals for Southo over the years. Trademark headband.
Sarah Dredge there, just giving a nod to Sutherland captain Mark Brookfield. Good to have you along, Sarah. And yeah, Brookfield having a bit to say so far in this game.
Very solid defender, Brookie. Lives by the rule that the ball might get past you or the opponent, but never both.
So I might be cheeky and say that's the rule of a player who can't make a clean tackle.
We're not going to cast aspersions on Brookie. You know you're in a contest when you're next to Brookie on the field.
Bit of a hit and hope from Jones, but it's worked out. Just clipping a Sutherland foot on the way through. Short one to Kuna. Found a bit of space, not that he needs much of it. Toward the circle. Another foot. He'll take the self-hit near the circle and enters near the T-spot. Dave Campbell now challenging, but it's through him. Bit of an obstruction, and first short corner of the half to St George Randwick.
I'm not surprised that St George are using Kuna with his exquisite dribbling skills around the circle just to try and get that penetration and then win the corner.
Interesting to see how St George approach this. So they've gone for variations on 3 of their 4 short corners so far, and might just be overthinking it on occasion.
Ball hasn't come out as quickly as you would like, so there haven't been the opportunity for the direct hit. That's better.
Variation again.
I think that took a deflection and a good save by Crowhurst, but easily win another.
Just a bit of a dump there from Kay to Dreyer. But yeah, Glenn Crowhurst, when he's been called on, he's done his job well. Straight hit this time.
That's the one.
Again by Crowhurst, and nice little scramble back from the first runner for Sutherland.
Thought there might have been a stick check on St George, but no decision. It's just from the sideline.
Glassford, short ball, but on to the foot of Will Lewis. Kuna Again.
There he is again in looking to create havoc. It was raised. John Marquardt with a very nice deflection at goal, but unfortunately Patrick Ward was right in front of him, above knee height. That's off St George.
Well, they played that one nicely out of defence under a bit of pressure.
Lewis has got this. He's got around K. St George, Sutherland don't have numbers. They're getting people up. They're now rolling. Just needed to have the little look there. It'll still fall to them.
Yeah, they desperately need a result from one of these circle entries. Put a few shots between the posts, but they'd love a short corner.
Oh, that was well picked up by Richo, but fortunately left post man had cut in towards the penalty stroke spot. If he'd held his line outside the post, it would have fallen to him. Regan Smith now. Ward shuts that down very quickly. Clearly the youngest player on the field.
Only as far as Kuna, though.
Right half's way open. Hayes coming out and Graham Hall as well, both drifting as well out to the right side of the field. This is not as quick a ball movement as I would have expected St George to play. They've got some pretty handy players. They do know how to play it patiently, though.
In on the 45. And a bit of an airy there from Marquardt.
Yes, on the back stick. It was a little hopeful.
Probably a little lucky not to have given away an infringement in that very moment. Given another opportunity, but it's cleared long and wide.
And good defence from Southo there, not to fall for any tricks, just to really commit to the ball with the stick. I think that was Ricky McCann there. Or it might have been James Bryden, actually. Some of these dark blue numbers on blue shirts up against a blue background are a little bit hard to read.
Plus, some of them are wearing shirt numbers that they just did not give us on the team list. So, we'll repeat, if we get any wrong, just let us know. We're not going to take it personally. It's not our fault.
Oh, here's a clear ball. Oh, Brookfield just couldn't get it on the back stick. It was a lovely cross, just needed to find a yard of pace there and would have fallen for him. Mags Noy, another long-term volunteer from the Sutherland club, saying, let's go Southo, you can do it, lads. Mag's been around the club for many, many years. That's falling. Oh, that's a wild swipe on the back stick from Matt Rowling. Just a little composure needed in the circle at both ends. Not that the Masters teams have coaches. If they did have coaches, they might be suggesting those players next have a little breather, that make the trap first and deal with that rather than a wild backstick.
Well, some of the guys out there have had lengthy first-grade careers and probably fancy themselves as the coach and manager of the side. But Peter Kuna now. Not much space, but he has the speed.
Richardson just picking him there, but a slight infringement.
Kuna, deceptive.
That's Glassford with it now out at left wing. Cross straight as far as Chanel. And a touch finder.
Probably a little more time than he realised, but it's better off at the other end than in your defensive circle. Matt Bennett again cheering on his club mates.
Saying chances are coming for Southo. They're defending very well. They are. Hayes on the ball now. Another one with silky skills. Father of Greta Hayes, a hockey-roo. Oh, nice pick. You can see Richardson marking Kuna tightly. It's been a really ding-dong battle there in midfield. Might have been a little fortunate for Southo to get that, but you'll get a couple of those a game. No great consequence there in that position on the field.
Tell you what, Sutherland may have finished a distant third and St George Randwick undefeated for the season, but that means nothing to this Sutherland outfit. They're throwing all they can, really turning this into a bit of an arm wrestle.
And they can sense too, they're creating chances. They can sense that if they keep going the way they're playing, they will create more, and they might just put a couple away. Also, not sure I'm seeing Mark Hillier here for Sutherland tonight. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Barney's out there. I can see him now.
Yeah, certainly the weight of support in the comments is for Sutherland.
Well, that's going to be a green from behind for John Marquardt. Kyle Hammond not standing for any of that nonsense tonight.
Well done, Dave Campbell. Sort of played that like he had more time than anybody else around him. Fumble trap.
Brookie gets control of it again. Just a little patchy, but finds Richardson, who does a nice little jink out to Hillier. Back to Richardson. The through ball's on now. No, he just walks it in and over the top. Nice tackle, Graham Hall. Just stood his ground, laid the stick flat. Richardson's covered a lot of ground tonight. Kath Leach also saying, let's go, Southo. Oh, lovely high ball to Cater and Oakley. Hasn't had much ball tonight, Oakley. He's got some skill. Campbell just picks him and knocks it straight to Orth, who loses control, but Nicol just doesn't have the speed to take it off him.
That's that K Kuna combo again. Bartlett dumps it all the way back out.
Graham Hall with a lovely ball to Scott Dreyer. Cambo's got him covered, but a little stick check.
Yeah, he doesn't quite agree with the decision, but
Yeah,
I do.
It was a correct decision, and Kuna trying to crab a couple of yards wide of where the hit was there. Kyle Hammond having none of that. Umpires having two really good games tonight. Takes any controversy or hubbub out of it. Just all comes down to the skill of the players.
Yeah, just one green card each, and neither for awful infringements, just a bit of carelessness.
That didn't go 5, the first pass, and then bashed in. Well picked up, Kyle, because that ball hit Oakley in the circle and was looking good. Brookie with a little feint. There's no one near him, though, from his side. He's a bit isolated. And that's gone straight to the blow you don't want to give it to. Dreyer looking for Smith, who's got it back off Ward's foot. First one there might be hit to St George inside the 25. No, not seen. Let's play on.
Well, again, basically 3 blue against 4, 5 and 6, green and black.
When Southo have numbers high, they look good, but they just don't have the legs at the moment to really mount a big wave. Very bright shoes here. I think it's Ricky McCann, very bright yellow shoes. Back in the left pocket here. We're coming up to 3/4 of the way through the game without a goal. Big transfers on now. There's no one really at right half to receive that next play. But Richardson's got it in the middle. Simon McCoy. Ooh. Just offering a little shoulder. Oh, nicely picked by Oakley. He does have some toe, but not many people get past Dave Campbell.
Yeah, that's 100% Dave Campbell's free hit.
And that's a long
That's unlucky, Sutherland.
That's one just missed.
Yeah. I mean, he got the ball and was just barreled into by the attacking player.
There's no quick hit for St George. They'll have a long, so Southo got plenty of time to get set at least. Out to Dreyer. Oh, and out of that, the square ball left out to Dreyer and a good probe in, and it looked like Regan Smith might have just got a straightforward deflection.
Yep.
With Crowhurst caught on the line. And Southo just, perhaps in the aftermath of that long corner, just having a little snooze at the back in the aftermath of that long corner. Just there were two St George guys there who could have put that in, and in the end it was Regan Smith who's had multiple opportunities first half and just a most straightforward of four-stick deflections in. So 1-0 St George with 15 minutes to go.
Still very much game alive. Sutherland have a lot to be positive about. Bryden straight in.
Oh, that's
St
off
George
St George foot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And well, Sutherland's first short corner of the game coming exactly at the moment they need it. They have a great opportunity to answer St George's goal at the other end and square this up.
It was a little whack, but it took the deflection that it needed and hit St George on the foot. St George fullback caught with a stick up about waist height. Let's see what St George got. Dave Campbell for the hit, no surprise there. Lewis is at left layoff. Oh, short one to Lewis. Cracks it, but it's saved on the line. A stroke. Well, that was a short push out, and the hit from Lewis was pretty good.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Maybe that last play has hit the fullback on the line.
Yeah, just got through Liang, who did play it well initially, but a nice little scramble from his Sutherland opponents.
I think it's hit Ernie Orth on the line on the rebound. And this is Lewis now with the stroke to level it.
Right.
Within a minute of St George going ahead. Oh, that's very, very classy. Liang diving low to his right, but it was above him. So, no goals for 44 minutes, 2 goals inside 90 seconds, and it's back on even terms.
Yep, Sutherland answering in a matter of moments after conceding at the other end. Certainly a fire's been lit under this game, Ian, and Peter Kuhner's choosing to assert himself.
As can be the case, the first goal sort of breaks things open a little bit and things get a bit freer or a bit looser. A few tempers fraying here.
Kuhner again, not really running it
nice
this time.
pick out by Lewis.
lucky to miss with that lunge. Support through the middle, uses it.
Oh, good tackle from Hall, but it falls again to Southo, who have players. There's room on the left if they switch it. Not straight to Dreyer, though. He had to give that ball early, and Kuhner high now can create some havoc. Well held by Chanel, just happy to give away the hit.
That was one of the ball body, not both situations, and he did that nicely.
And he gave Kuhner, importantly, gave Kuhner no room to move, so and then very quickly retreated the 5. So well done, Shane Chanel, holding up there. Southo just with a zone defence here. Oh, that's gone in way too easily, St George. And McCann, I think, just in the, or Bryden just in the way there of that hit and hitting the stick, so only along. I don't like the way that ball from St George 20 metres just found the St George stick so easily with no one looking to intercept or get in front. If you're going to play the back man, you've got to be prepared to step in and take that intercept. Richardson here with some good, strong defence. Oh, Lewis. You won't want to see that on replay or on the in the cloud tomorrow. Giles indicating the free hit is up where Peter Kuhner is standing. It's got a little scrappy there for a moment.
I reckon you should almost just reverse it and say, well, you've just hit it away over the sideline.
Exactly.
You know, what do you expect to happen here?
He did indicate right from the outset where he wanted the free hit taken. And now it's about 3 yards away from where he did indicate.
Cooner again. Southern defensive unit playing with a lot of confidence. They're sort of just gang tackling him every time.
And they have defended very well in terms of tackling and taking the player on. Taking the player with the ball.
Yeah, I think it might have been a stick following through.
Yeah,
and just,
Cooner's cross there. It might have caught Lewis in the head. They don't want to lose him.
I reckon it was probably a follow through with the tip of the stick. Just the way the ball went across the circle, it wouldn't have flown the way it did. And
hopefully we see Will Lewis back on the field very quickly. He's been one of their 2 star and key players today. Just
it looks like one that stings a bit. You just go off to get a bit of attention. He's clearly not badly hurt, but needs a bit of a sit down.
It doesn't look like there's any blood from the way the reactions of all the players. Just got to be so careful coming in from the left in hockey. When Cooner's hitting the ball that hard, the natural reaction of the follow through is going to be a long one and a strong one like that. It's not one of those little short grip, short hits. It's a full-blooded hit where the stick goes back a long way and comes through a long way.
Sutherland just absorbing the punches at the moment. They're pretty much just setting up a blue wall out at those the long corners and pretty much any free hit in their defensive 25. And
all 11 inside the 16, and that's what you get. You get an overlap where you can cut it out. Dreyer now with some good skills. Campbell was never 5, but wasted ball from Dreyer.
Well, we're heading toward 10 minutes to go. It's 1 goal apiece.
It can be hard to try and find a player or find some space when Sutherland have got all 11 back, but St George just need to display a little bit of patience here. When they got the ball outside the 25, just move it back and forth. Try and hit a stick first. The player leading out.
Don't mind that from Sutherland. And just to recap, it was Regan Smith opening the account for St George. Quickly followed by Will Lewis. A penalty stroke at the other end within a couple of minutes.
It's where St George have got to be patient now. A bit isolated on the left. Oh, good move from Dreyer. Oh, and a great second tackle from Ward. I think St George thought they might have been getting a free hit for the first one there. Oh, and they've turned it over straight away, so they...
Yeah, don't know what.
There's no one 5 from either team.
Well, luckily for Sutherland, in the end, the one who was 5 made the tackle.
Oh, nice. And might as well let it go, because that was never 5 before it went in the D, so... Well done, Barney. Kelly, there's a Rolling's free in the middle, but it's he's pushed higher now.
Well, advantage played. Sutherland toward the circle.
Cracked in, it's falling to Rolling. He's mishit it and he's topped it. That's a golden opportunity there. Just needed to keep the body low.
Yeah, that's their best opportunity via a field shot for a very long time.
St George straight on the counter through Oakley, but he's lost it over the sideline. Yes, that crash ball into the D. St George have had trouble all night trapping that crash ball, and where you thought there was no room, it's often managed to find the Sutherland player surprisingly often. I'd like to see what Richardson, Lewis and Cooner have on if they have GPS watches on tonight. They've done a mountain of running.
Blake Hernandez, another stalwart of PL1 for Sutherland in first grade, getting behind his club mates. Good to see a bit of top to bottom support from Sutherland tonight. Stars at one end and some of the veterans at the other.
Reminder to all the higher grade players watching, he might be in their early 30s our Masters competition. The top grade is over 34, so if you're thinking of having a run midweek, by all means, when you turn 34, come out and have a run in Masters comp.
Yeah, so that's anyone born 1992 or earlier for the 2026 season. And look, it's a really good standard of comp in the Premier grade. A lot of current and recent first and second division players getting around in it.
The state championships, the 34 Division 1 finals, always a really high standard game. Hayes now pushing. Oh, nice pick from Campbell over the top with a shepherd's crook. Oh, and he's given it straight away. No, sorry. Getting the teams mixed up. Oh, that could have been something. No one out on right wing for St George, so they'll just hold it. They've got a lot of players high now, Saints. They've got 4 high. Jones might have carried that. That's just a bit of a nothing ball into the circle, really.
Yeah, that was clever. Played that one with confidence.
Yes. This game's starting to open up a bit now. St George having to scramble, and Sutherland with numbers for once. There's a hand in the back, play it. Oh, it's 4. Oh, that was raised off the jink. Another half chance there. I think it's Ricky McCann if that just managed to get that little jink at the correct height. He was on, oh, attempted an overhead, goes horribly wrong.
Thanks for that little feedback, Matt.
Matt Phillips saying Sterling hit a flat ball. Lockie, do you want to explain that little dig there?
Yeah, I think that's directed at Jared Sterling. Another Sutherland PL1 Premiership player in Matt Phillips, just dropping us that comment. See Godfrey just over there.
There's a good solid Sutherland contingent here. I saw Noel French, Gus Demetriou, Godfrey Phillips all standing there watching this game with interest. Oh, that's a nice ball and a nice turn from Oakley. Oh, save from Crowhurst. Glassford can't get the touch that he needs. That is quality save from Glenn Crowhurst. Goodness me.
Tell you what, let's have another look at that. How sharp is this off the stick? Sort of faked one way, then the other, got down low.
Oakley just burnt the defender completely, but then a 3-on-1 went the shot, and Crowhurst pulling out an outstanding save. Peter Hayes is a midweek Sutherland Masters player and St George weekend. Is having a foot in both camps. Happy to see it 1-1 for the moment. Oakley is put into Crowhurst. That's going to be a corner with a keeper going down on top of the ball. Crowy's all right, I think. A few little histrionics, yep. Peter, the executive officer of Sydney Hockey. Well, we're into this last bit of commentary and the last bit of open-ended play both ends. We're down to 4 minutes to go. Lachlan, this could be a decisive moment coming up for St George.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, their last 2 short corners have probably been their best. They managed to put the ball between the posts. But, it's like Greg Kay, regular hitter, has retreated back to halfway.
Andrew Jones looking to take the hit here with Kuna trapping. That's out quick. Too high, a really solid hit, but it's too high. It's got to hit the backboard.
Well, Sutherland in no rush to get this one moving, and just now the players...
There's a quick ball up left wing if Brookie's looking here.
Oh, played that strongly, didn't he? Gets another chance. Heading towards 2.5 to go.
Is it time for the commentators curse and say we're heading to shootout, which should mean there's a goal coming? Good tackle from... Oh,
yeah, I was a bit with you, Ian.
I thought he might have had that stick there just out at an awkward angle and hitting the forestick there.
Okay, with the one time.
Oh, that's a slide. That's going to be a green card for the slide into it. Yes, Richo, that's not the play you want to lose with 2 minutes to go.
It's lucky to be a green as well.
Yes, I know what he was trying to do. He covered so much ground to try and cut off that pass, and then a little back of stick there, I think. So he's Sutherland gets some breathing space.
Well, we've seen Sutherland a man down at other stages in this game, and they still went hell for leather on those occasions, and I would expect more of the same this time. Although probably wanted a little bit more territory if they were going to give away possession there.
Now, St George have got 2 minutes here with a one-man advantage.
Yep.
Southo really just got to hold on and take it to Shootout.
Thanks for that bit of coaching advice, Jay Holly. You're obviously an aggressive type of...
Oh, here we go. Falls to Glassford. Saved by Crowhurst. They're appealing for a corner, but I think Crowhurst has kicked it into the stick of one of his teammates, and it's gone over the back, so it's not a deliberate.
That was my instinct, and I'm going to go with the umpire on that one.
Yeah, he had a good view of that. That's a wasted ball in.
60 seconds.
Jones looking to find a St George player, just pulled the left hip out of the way, and unfortunately just going over the back line.
I reckon I'd be playing this one safe if I was Sutherland.
Yeah.
And look, all of their players are in their defensive half.
Lewis
at the
is
moment,
on with a headband or bandage. So here's a long ball to right wing. Can't make the trap. That was, you'd sense, Sutherland's last opportunity. 30 seconds left. It's off Sutherland, so it'll be a hit back in the left half position. I think it's Ernie Orth there, judging by the walk on the far side of the field.
Yeah, just 15 seconds to go.
Clock ticking down, and there's Bones having to hop the fence, or Reagan Smith. Ball retrieval, that's knocked it down to 7 seconds. Unless this hit can get in 3 seconds. Not going to happen. We're going to a shootout here, folks, in the Masters division, which is the third of the 5 grades in Sydney Masters hockey. 1-1, St George and Sutherland. And I've got to say, Lachlan, I think 1-1 is probably a fair result. It could have been 5-5, could have been 7-7, the number of chances it fell to both teams. Credit to the two keepers for the jobs they've done in keeping the score as low as it was.
Yeah, you're right, Ian. One thing's for certain, there's nothing to split these teams tonight, and I don't even know who to favour in this shootout scenario.
We'll find out in 5 minutes. The players just shaking hands with the umpires, and shootout in 5 minutes.
We might just pause for 2.
And then we'll come back.
Welcome back to Sydney Olympic Park. It's the Masters Division Grand Final. We've seen the first half, 0-0. We've seen the second half, 1 goal apiece. And now we're into the shootout to decide the premier of Masters Division for 2025. So the format, it's best of 5, and if it's deadlocked, immediately into sudden death.
Strikers have 8 seconds in which to score from when the whistle goes. They take the ball from the 23-metre line. They've got 8 seconds to score or to win a retake or a stroke. Andrew Liang in goals for St George. Ramwick. That looks like number 13 for Southern there. Those dark numbers are hard to see. I've just put the binoculars on. It's at the far end. Chris Hawkins is the lead umpire. Kyle Hammond is the trailing umpire. Saved by Liang first time and second time. Well covered. Went for the hit on the first play and well covered.
A nice little follow-up. Not often the ball bounces straight back to the attacker for another full-blooded strike. Didn't quite get all of it, but Liang had it covered anyway.
Apologies there for not knowing the player, and they get number 13 and might not have been on our list. It's Pete Cooner now, St George's key centre-half up against Glenn Crowhurst. Tries dream. Crowie gets a play. Cooner recovers in time and scores. Tried to drag Crowhurst, who was out very quickly. Crowhurst got the ball with a nice flat tackle, but Cooner very quickly onto it for the second opportunity. St George 1-0 after 1. Mark Brookfield now for Southo. That trademark soft hat that he wears. Time's up, and the 8 seconds is gone. He tried to drag or force Liang into error. Liang just simply covered the ground as Brookfield dragged to his right. A bit disappointing there, maybe caught in two minds. Brookie as to what he wanted to do. This will be Jeff Hayes now, father of Greta, the Hockey-roo, looking to make it 2-0. Oh, nice. Nice finish. Crowie covered him, but Hayes managed to get that flick away. 2-0 St George after 2.
Yeah, 2-0 St George. Sutherland firmly running out of chances.
Well, this simply has to go in. And it's Patrick Ward, the kid, as we call him, the youngster. Long hair that many may be jealous of. Or drags Liang. And a nice finish. Liang recovers and gets low, but Ward with a nice slap above. Andrew checks Liang, so it's gets Sutherland on the board at least. Liang did recover nicely, but sprawled at ground level. Ward was able to slap it up over high into the net.
Well, look, Crowhurst has competed in the net for each shootout so far, but he'll want to get all stick and pad on this one.
Oh, it's gone in. Andrew Jones, just a nice little drag. Crowhurst just unable to cover that extra yard. And 3-1 St George, so it's effectively sudden death now for Southo. If this misses or is saved, it's all over.
Well, it's the man who netted their penalty stroke. Will Lewis stepping up.
Bandaged up there, that knock he copped in the head, so maybe there was a slight cut or so. He's looking very much like Matthew Bennett, as we mentioned earlier. With that headband on now, this has to be a result for Southo. Well, he's taken it wide. And time up, and that's it. The save event by Liang went up onto the post, and time up. It's game over, and St George win 3-1 on Shootout. Congratulations, St George Randwick. That's the end of our grand final. A really good, close game in normal time. 1-1, could have been anything to either side. Lots of chances not taken. And the Shootout, just St George, far too clinical.
Yeah, minor premiers here netting their third on the trot, and well, they did it the hard way. Sutherland threw everything they could, absolutely everything at them, and gripping contest, great quality Masters Division hockey.
And I want to give a shout out to both goalkeepers in the regular 60 minutes. They were really good and made key saves, as you must do, and it really kept their respective sides in the game. So 1-1, but 3-1 to St George Randwick in the Shootout. About 15 minutes coming up, we have our 240th and last game of the 2025 Sydney Masters season. We'll see you soon. Congratulations again, St George Randwick.
Hello and welcome back to Sydney Olympic Park. It's our fourth and final grand final of the week. And it's a replay of the 2024 showdown between Penrith and Manly GNS. This is the Grand Masters division. And we've seen 3 crackers so far. 3 goals to 2. Bryce over Ryde in the Premier League showdown. Absolute cracker by which Bryce ran down a 2-goal advantage in the final 15 minutes. In the Sydney Cup, UTS prevailing over Sydney Uni in a shootout. And in the Masters division, immediately before this one, St George Randwick over Sutherland in a shootout. Taking a look at our Penrith team list now. A lot of names returning from last season. Alan Chong, number 4. Keep your eye out for him in particular. He'll certainly be busy. Jacob Beattie, number 23, wearing the captain's band. Look for him to lead from the front. And jumping over to Manly GNS, Rob Hazeman, number 97, and captain, he will be busy. Roger van der Zand as well, up and down the park, playing a key role in midfield. And Manly GNS certainly be looking to pull one back on rivals Penrith after the 2024 grand final. It's been a long season. This is the final match in 2025 under the auspices of the Sydney Masters Hockey Association. I'm back with Ian Jessup. Ian, have you caught your breath after that last finish, and are you ready to go in Grandmasters?
I am. It was a good game, first one. A lot of chances not taken, and 1-1 finish. Quite a tight game, which is a fitting result here. Again, we have a runaway minor premier in Penrith, but an equally strong side in Manly Gordon with lots of experience. Keen to see how this one plays out. I haven't seen much of this grade senior masters during the year at all. Did see a little bit of Penrith, and they had quite a fast side. So,
well, other matchups between these sides have been tight, but Penrith prevailing on each occasion. 2-1, 3-1, and 2-1 again. Penrith pipping Bryce 1-0 to reach the grand final tonight. Manly GNS drawing 1-1 with Ryde in quite a willing encounter, but progressed to the grand final this evening as they were the higher placed qualifier.
we'll see how this pans out. If Penrith are fast and Manly can't cover them, it could be an interesting game. Manly do have some very solid players with really good skills and quite clinical up front. I did see one game earlier this year where they were really good up front.
Just a quick acknowledgement of our umpires this evening, Craig Miller and Patrick Morland. They'll be each holding the whistle.
Chris Hawkins, I think, on the TO bench as the emergency ump. Chris just having done the Masters division just now. Quite a few of these players, again, will feature at Newcastle in a fortnight in the Nationals, Australian Masters Men's Championships, on home turf this year. This player's just going through the ritual shaking hands before they take the field. It's a beautiful night here at Sydney Olympic Park Hockey Centre if you've just joined us. Temperatures in the mid to high teens. Clear sky, no wind. Ideal playing conditions, just what you want for a grand final. We had a few wet nights during the year. We've had a very wet and cold winter, and A couple of games got postponed, but we've been able to play every one of our 240 games this year across all 5 divisions of our competition. This is our last one for the year. Good luck to both teams. Let's have a good game from both umpires as well. Really good umpiring previous game. And we could all focus on the players.
Did mention a moment ago, this is a replay of the 2024 matchup. It's actually the 3rd on the trot. In 2023, these sides also met, Penrith prevailing in a penalty shootout and also winning last year 2-0. So Manly will want to take a step towards squaring that particular ledger.
Penrith on the attack immediately here, pressing around the circle. And a free hit turned over to a corner straight away for hitting the ball away after the whistle. Craig Miller not taking anything there and setting a very early indicator and a benchmark that once that whistle's gone, you do not touch it. Inside the first minute. And Penrith have a chance.
Yeah, it looks like Rudon Houston for Penrith. Number 37 stepping up to take the shot. Just the single battery is pretty much commonplace in the Grandmasters division. Manly GNS defending a short corner much earlier than they would have liked.
A little missed trap. Managed to get a shot away, but it's off a foot. Penrith will go again.
Just correct myself, said Grandmasters division a handful of times. That is the Senior Masters division we're watching.
Our Grandmasters Grand Final last week, North Side, 3-1 winners. Continuing a long stream of success for the North Side team. Here we go again. What can Penrith do? It's out fast. It's a good trap. It's laid off. Miller just playing a long advantage there off the Manly foot with the ball 1.5 metres outside the circle. Deciding that there was no real advantage gained, it'll be another corner. Houston ready a second earlier to take the shot and get something away here. Working variations over to the right and thumped and onto a stick and well cleared. Must have been off the foot. That might have been a call from the umpire at halfway. Yes, off a foot there. Miller signalling. This is 4 on the trot for Penrith, and no direct shot as yet. Just happy to work variations early. Houston dribbling, falling Houston again. Oh, and a little shot from behind the back. Just trickles over the baseline.
Well, Manly GNS, it's pretty much the first time they've had their sticks on the ball in this game, and we're 3 and a bit minutes in. Giving it away early, though. Bit of in and out. Chong steps forward. Up the flank now. Maxwell, that was, on the 45. And Khan at the top of the circle, but he's dispossessed. Advantage, Manly GNS. Van der Zand. Just over the sideline. Clever, but in the way is Chong. Nice possession hockey here from Penrith. Hughes. Slick little transfer. In and out. It's with Robinson. Lifted toward the circle. Penrith on the assault early, and just a bit of a touch finder and breathing room out of defence for Manly GNS. But if you're going to do that, you want to put a bit of a press on. They're all hanging way back past the halfway.
Clear from that early onslaught from Penrith that Ridwan Houston at centre forward is going to be their key man, their point man. They go to him whenever they can. He's got good skills, can eliminate. Just raised the ball in on that little jink when he was trying to get the shot away. But Penrith already looking much quicker across the paddock. Much fitter and much faster and sharper with the ball. Commentators curse say that, but they've regathered. Well defended Manly Gordon there. Covered by the keeper. Very well covered, came out. I think that's Raymond Lowe. Yeah, that's Raymond Lowe, who a long-term Uni New South Wales player on weekends, keeping for Manly Gordon here. Came right out of the top of the D to meet that attack, and covering it nicely and just conceding a long, actually a sideline ball right in the corner at the right. Manly Gordon just looking to be a bit short for legs across the ground compared to Penrith. Looking very slick so far, Penrith. Their passing is sharper. Their leading is sharper. It's a hit just outside. Every Manly player is in the defensive 25. That is off a foot. That'll be the 5th corner already for Penrith. The first 4, no direct shot away as yet. So 7 minutes in. Penrith doing all the attacking.
It's like a slightly different battery this time.
I can see Alan Chong top there, number 4. Houston, the 2 lay off left. Oh, he's managed to split the difference. Nice intercept. Good cover from Manly.
All the way back out, it's Michael Hughes. Sort of the regular safety option for Penrith so far in this game. Houston pursues.
And well defended by Manly, but they've got no one forward of the ball, which makes it very difficult to come out of your own half when you're defending so grimly and you do get the ball. You look up hoping to see green shirt and it's all black and yellow.
A little Hughes, Robinson, Finnimore trio down the right flank. Looks threatening for Penrith.
They're making ground easily up that right side.
Hughes again.
Surprised one of these teams is not in a light coloured top just to make it a bit easier for peripheral vision when you're looking for passes. Penrith playing with a pace of play that would have served them well if they'd been playing the higher grade against either St George or Sutherland. Been very impressive, and just a missed trap on the foot. Top D. So Manly doing a lot of defending, and this will be the 6th corner they've had to keep out.
Because what makes Penrith's pace even more impressive is the fact that they're hanging 3 back at or behind the halfway through all of that. So they're pretty much running a 7 attack on a 9-man defence and still getting through.
It's their speed of their lead too, Lachlan. They're making a lead 3-4 yards and getting clear separation. Well, there's a break. They're getting clear separation from their opponents, which puts them in a position to make that trap first and unchallenged.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the injector's got to head back to halfway.
Yep. The injector looking dejected on that play. I think it's Houston who's got to come back.
And I sort of reckon if the attacking team infringes on the short corner, it's just to be turn it around.
Well, I think they should take the striker away, the hitter, or the person who's going to be taking the shot at goal. That's a greater penalty than currently.
Finnimore stays in.
Bit of gesturing there.
I think it was Tim Kelly for Manly GNS who ran that one down and saw it over the back line.
If you're watching at home again, just feel free to pop some comments in the chat. Let us know who you're supporting. Let us know where you are, what you think of the game, how you think it's going. I think Penrith might, I have a feeling Penrith are playing 2 keepers in this game, might be getting half a game each. Andrew Burns is one of their keepers. He could set up a table and have a cup of tea at his end of the field at the moment, the way the first 10 minutes of this game has gone.
Fred Riggs there. Did nicely. Van Son turns it over though, and it's Chong with an opportunity. Through ball.
Yeah, Van Son had a nice drag, but just unfortunately dragged it too far away from himself. Penrith just making look like 4 changes at once there. Oh, across the D and just can't get a stick on it.
Yeah, it was Darren Pearce getting involved. Well, Manly GNS living dangerously on the transfer.
Also, they've turned it over here. It's Houston. Oh, the lovely ball. And that's in the first goal. Houston, we have a problem. Manly have a problem. Houston has been able to get ball clear, thread the pass through to a man unmarked, and slots it into the backboard. 1-0 Penrith, and danger signs big time for Manly.
Yeah, look, the damn wall pretty much just burst there. Just relentless pressure from Penrith, and it was only a matter of time.
Didn't quite catch the number of the shirt number of that player who scored. Apologies for that. If you see it and you're at home, watching at home, let us know.
Manly GNS, so want to get busy quickly.
Yeah, didn't hit anyone. Arif Khan taking it quickly. Arif, a long-time player for Monterey on weekends, playing for Penrith here in the midweek comp. Oh, trying to go through 2 there. And a good tackle from Roger van der Zand. He's got to get involved in the play a lot more. He's tall, he's fast, he's got a good reach, and he's got really good skills. Trying to make the tackle there. He had an outstanding carnival at the over 55s for the Sydney #2 team that won the tournament at our first state champs early this year. Roger needs to get involved a lot more and really take the game to Penrith and get the guys around him doing the work. Leading off him, being available. John Foster with a ball now. That's off Penrith, but covered again. Yeah, they're just first to the ball every time.
Hughes and Chong. Chong just cycles out with the ball and angled hit.
That is a beautiful hit to right wing. And eliminate. Here we go.
Pearce enters the circle.
2 on
Finnimore
1.
back to Pearce. And Pearce finishes it. Nice little 1, 2, 3, and 4 between Finnimore and Pearce. And that makes it Penrith second.
Just watch. That's a beautiful passage of play. The long ball out of the back from right fullback to right wing. The winger not getting caught 10 metres infield, keeping his width. Nice trap and just a beautiful eliminate and a 1-2. And a lovely little backstick finish into the goal. That's just beautiful hockey. It's a long way back now for Manly. If they keep doing passes like that, it could be a night to forget. Watching from Harvey Bay, says Cheryl Colvin, my son Jacob Beattie playing for Penrith. Lovely part of the world up there in Queensland. While watching capital of southeast Queensland. There's a big don't argue there, but it's the Penrith player who's conceding that with a bit of a shove. And wonderful to hear from people watching it from all around the country. If you're watching from overseas, let us know. 3 years ago, we had a player watching in from Italy while his team was playing a grand final.
Van der Zand just trying to assert himself, but pretty much gang tackled. Maxwell looks right. Space up the wing now. It's that man Beattie getting a bit of the ball. Over the sideline though, feathering a Manly GNS stick. Penrith very much on the march now. Pouncing on that one.
That's a good intercept.
Jamie McKay on it for Manly GNS. Runs off though.
And some good play there by Tony Virtue, just linking, getting in there and getting a pass and a 1-2. The temptation is often to panic when you go a goal or two down early. There's a lot of time left. Just got to make the lead, get in position, receive the trap, get a result. Oh, that's a lovely tackle up against a big man.
McKay. Or Mackay, I'm actually unsure, so apologies to any of his family at home if I've...
That's a bit tomato, isn't it, with Mackay and McKay?
Well, I'm not going to alternate. I'll go with McKay because that was my first instinct. But if anyone at home is watching, just correct me in the comments. And
don't just type the name, though. We won't know how to say it.
Just say, Lachlan, you were right, or Lachlan, you're wrong.
Michael Tran saying, what a goal, Daka. Yes, indeed, Darren Pearce with a great finish. Thanks, Michael, for commenting in, letting us know you're watching. A good tackle, Roger Van der Zand. You've got to get in the space of your opponent. Challenge them. Let them know they're not going to have it easy. Pressure them.
Van der Zand again. Ooh, reckless dive there. Houston through. Sort of 1 out against 3. Plays it nicely though.
Well covered by the Manly fullback. He had to make that tackle twice, and he did.
Yeah, it looked like Mark Brown in pursuit there. Danger again.
That's a nice ball down left wing. And a nice little squeeze play. Got to get the result here. That's nice. Back to Van der Zand. Looking for Virtue in the D. Let's get a result. There's a stick check there. And someone leading baseline. That's good. Opens up space in the circle where there's no one in front of the lone defender.
Yeah, that was Hughes in the way.
Yeah. Very solid player, Hughes, also for New South Wales, I think. Tim Kelly back on. He's one of the key players for Manly.
Nice little through ball there from Beattie. You might be able to hear through the microphones the calls of Daka. Daka, that's Darren Pearce again.
Been a long time player in this competition, Darren Pearce. I think he's been playing for probably close to 20 years. Bit agricultural there. That's, oh, a great ball through to Kelly. Just half a yard short of where he needed to be there. Being well covered by the Penrith defence, but that's a good probe at least from Manly.
Nice little receive and spin from Maxwell. Pursued by Van Son. Big effort by Van Son, but rough challenge.
Carrying the stick of the right hand there is not going to get too much of a result, but at least he held up play. Was able to stop Penrith advancing over halfway. Won't worry them too much. They're in complete control here at the moment. They're just toying with Manly.
Hughes giving it and getting it from Burns. That was Jason Rudge just out of his reach, and it'll be Manly GNS with a sideline hit. Van der Zan, one way then the other. Houston challenges hard. Van Son wants the free hit, but not sure anything was there. Clever. A little bit of scrappiness. Penrith's just doing well to rock this one back and forth. Manly getting into a bit of a groove of late, but they just lack the polish and the cleanliness of this Penrith outfit. And again, it's Hughes and Burns just controlling proceedings. Robinson, Hughes, Burns again. And is it through? Well, it's at the halfway line. That's Khan who got it through. Circle entry near the T spot.
Well held by Manly. Had to make sure they didn't concede a corner there. That was well held.
Hughes again. Robinson. Strapped by Pearce. Van der Zand. Option left on the overlap and uses it.
Penrith have got the middle covered there, so Manly have to transfer, which is nice, but a missed trap. I'd like to see Tim Kelly used more as an inner to try and get that ball out rather than as a striker trying to feed him and hit him up high. If the ball's not hitting you and you're one of the key players in the team, you really need to be in a position where you can get more balls. I'd like to see Tim back just working with Roger Van der Zand, who's at centre half, just working with him, getting some results, getting some carries up the field, and seeing what happens from there. That's way too easy for Penrith. They've got 4 at the back in a line in a diagonal and only 2 Manly players, so it's just so easy for them to get the ball out of the back. Again, looking up, there's no one there, no one in front. They're all out to the side or behind. That's better.
It's a little bit better for Manly GNS. Got to start just turning 1 pass into 2 and 2 into 3. Not like that though.
They've turned it over, just too easily eliminated there. This could be a shot or passed instead. And cut out. Manly just dropping all their players back, so they've got a lot of players who are not marking, just holding space, but they've got to step up and press a bit, otherwise Penrith will just play with it round the back all day and run the clock down till half time. And there's still 5 minutes to go. That's better. Oh, Pearce is too quick. He's everywhere. Oh, and a lovely one too. That's some speed for this grade and skill. And onto the foot for another corner.
Yeah, nicely done by Pearce, having a big first half and showing the way for his side.
Former Premier League player, first grade as it was many years ago in this competition when Penrith had a team in the top grade. And also known back then for running all game. If you got put on Darren to mark, you knew you were in for a very, very hard running game. Four minutes till the break. Penrith 2 up, looking to make it 3. That's come out way too slowly, but it's outside the dotted line, so it's play on. It's free play. Shot can go any height. Under, low. The keeper who's turned his back on it and gone over the back for a long, so a good result for Manly there.
Yeah, well defended in the end, and
Penrith probably could and should have made more of that. The striker looking to score when maybe a little glance to the side to see who was on for a layoff. Well done by Raymond Lowe in goals for Manly.
clever from Hughes. Chong sort of put his teammate under a bit of pressure there. The safer option was that one all the way back. Hughes again.
Oh, that's a bit risky, but Pearce has won it with his speed. He's so quick across the ground. He's getting that stick in first, and he'll have a shot. Oh, I was going to say if Manly hold off, he'll take it in, have a shot all the way, but it's a free hit right at the top of the D.
2.5 to go in the first half. Manly would probably take a 2-0 deficit at this stage. Certainly want to reset in the break, Ian.
Yes, they're being found out by Penrith's speed in all departments. Their fitness, speed with the ball, speed making decisions. James Moore calling in. More Beatty supporters here watching from Penrith. Let's go, Jacob, he says. Panthers still alive in the Rugby League too, trying to make it 5 in a row. They might have their work cut out this year. But an impressive performance over in New Zealand against the Warriors last weekend. Penrith's just happy to play with it round the back. There's a ball on it right half if they can get it out. Manly got 2 strikers chasing fruitlessly with Penrith having 4 or 5 at the back. It's just playing keep-offs. Now Foster's got it. I've got a minute to be able to craft something. On hold possession, that's a Penrith foot. And on Tim Kelly. Oh, great ball. And it's fallen to a teammate, fortunately. It's a decent tackle too, just when they needed a result, Manly. It's 30 seconds to go. They have another opportunity here. Oh, well done. Oh, and that's a tap in. Oh, and he's missed. Kelly's missed a tap in from point blank range. Manly player looks to have been taken out by the keeper there, or had a collision as the keeper took the ball. and the player. Interestingly, last year, we might just see if we got that on replay, not sure.
Yeah, we just saw a replay a moment ago.
Last year, Lachlan, I was playing in a game where had the ball at the top D unmarked, and the keeper came out to within about 5 metres. And afterwards, at the end of the game, keeper explained that the rules had changed and that the keeper was no longer allowed to take out a player in possession of the ball because of the inherent danger to the striker. And it's not something I've seen applied since at all. And in that case there, that would have been a foul. I'm not sure where that applies across the ball. We've got a text in from Simon B. Go Mark Brown, hold that fullback line. Just your thoughts on the keeper taking out a player and the ball?
Well, I think in that situation, the player just tripped over the keeper. Like the keeper went down, but he didn't exactly follow through, and it's like a situation where a defender is down to make a tackle and the striker just runs straight over the top. That's how I saw that little incident.
That's fair enough.
But otherwise,
2-0 half-time to Penrith. We'll take a 2-minute break and we'll come back for the second half.
Well, we're back at Sydney Olympic Park for the second half of this Senior Masters Grand Final, Penrith and Manly GNS. And it's Penrith with a dominant first half and a well-earned 2-0 lead. This is our fourth of 4 grand finals we've brought you this week. The first 3, absolute nail-biters. Interesting to see how this one goes. Manly GNS, look, they were a difficult watch at times to that first half, but they have a lot more to give. Let's hope we see it. Penrith controlled proceedings from first whistle to final whistle in that first 30 minutes. Let's see how they go. What are you liking, Ian?
I'm liking Penrith's energy. They're too fast across the ground. They've got really good skills. They tackle well. They position themselves well, and they want the ball first. Manly Gordon, from earlier this year, they'll be missing Dave Collier tonight. He's an absolute rock in defence, so they'll be missing him. But they just haven't had the speed across the ground. And unfortunately, if you can't contest a 5-metre sprint, then your opponents are going to dominate and dictate terms to you. Not saying Manly haven't had chances. They've had a couple of half opportunities up in the 25, but haven't been able to get stick on ball in the circle and make something of it yet. Anything can happen. We saw a Sydney Cup grand final a couple of years ago that was being dominated by Manly 2-0, and Sydney only hit back and scored twice in no time at all and went on to win in a shootout. Manly will need to find something here in this Senior Masters grade though.
Well, they're certainly showing a lot more intent in the second half. They're gonna have to play with a little more endeavour.
I'd be surprised if Brett Picknell has said that to them at half time. They just need to, for the first 10 minutes, just go really hard, throw everything at it. If nothing comes up, well, you've had a good crack. If you do go hard at it, you might get something. It's just about little victories, little wins. So making sure that your pass finds a teammate, making sure you make that lead to receive, winning a free hit, progressing up the field, much like rugby union with their phases and rucks and mauls, and just inching your way up, just holding possession for longer periods, which makes the defence work a lot more, and they get less time on ball, so they start making errors.
Alan Chong there with the through ball over the back line. I think that's Richard Jones on it for Manly GNS. Van der Zand. And it's turned over, back through the centre. Chong plays it strong, but so does Van der Zand.
Yeah, you won't get around Roger in a hurry there. He covers too much ground.
It's Keith Hunter just letting that one go. Finnemore with the turnover. Van der Zand.
There's no one free for Manly.
Although they've got a bit of a foot race now, and the keeper has come out of...
Oh, that looked like it was desperately close to hitting the pads. That would have been a yellow. Kelly almost just half a yard again. Oh, here's from Houston. Oh, it's gone begging there. The hit from Arif Khan was just mishit, and it almost fell to Houston, who wasn't expecting it back across his path. It could have been 3-0 and pretty much shut the gates there, but a good quick counter from Penrith. That's a nice little deflect out.
Hunter again, but good little contest. Pearce wins it.
Too easily picked by Pearce. Van der Zand's gone to ground. Penrith have got space. Well read. Well done from Manly there. They recovered well.
Well, Fredericks did well to control that one.
Oh, Virtue just turned the wrong way when he was looking for that pass. Just that could have been an opportunity there. Penrith just so quickly to bounce back. They're all running into the spot. That's a lovely collect. And a shave, but Lowe has come out and met it at the top. Save, Raymond Lowe. Well done. That's a nice clearance. And a lovely ball to Kelly. He's got it's Van Son on the right, but again, it's just that half a yard, not quite. That's half a yard off from being spot perfect with the keeper beaten. Good enterprise from Manly at least, and a bit of back and forth from both teams, which is good to see. Makes for an entertaining game to watch.
Yeah, good to have you along for the journey, Tube Steak. Not quite how I like to watch the hockey, but we have all sorts of supporters. Chong. Bandazan did well to turn him around.
That's the ball that has to be cut out, though. I mean, Pearce is quick, but the Manly player there just has to cover that extra yard to stop that ball slicing through. And there's another one coming in now. Kelly not getting any call from behind him there as to which way to go, and Penrith probing.
Well, I've seen a few times over these last two nights the underdog with the runner play well and truly against them, pinching a goal or two. So
that'd be good to see now, Lachlan, if that happened, because that's what the game needs.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the least likely game for that to happen, given how Manly are going about it, and given how up for this contest Penrith are.
Oh, a big slide and a stick out, but again, Penrith just have the cover. You won't get through that fella. Yeah, good skills. That's good strength for a fullback. Ball on left early. Ball on right. But nothing up the middle. Oh, that's cut out too easily.
Well done, Mark Brown, reading that one. And then sends the ball over the sideline.
Thought that might have been kept in, but it must have just gone over. That could have been a chance for Manly to push up that right wing. They've got players high now at least. Penrith, they've got 3-4 high now. Here's an opportunity. Lovely through ball to Arif Khan. Fires it. Lowe's got it covered off the pads, and that'll be a long. Good quality strike. Not the angle necessarily to be shooting. I think there was a gap at the near post, but Raymond Lowe had it covered.
Bit of a clearance under pressure. Penrith again, they favour the slow build before they go for a circle penetration. Maxwell is repelled. We'll get another chance though. That's Fredericks going over.
Lovely. That's nice. Oh, it's fallen for Houston. Runs into a wall of defenders and wins the corner. You might have argued that that ball was so far away from Houston after he pushed that he wasn't in a position to make a play at it, but two players did come over and block his path accidentally, so it's going to be Yet another corner for Penrith. They haven't really done much with these corners so far. They haven't needed to, thankfully, as the scoreboard shows, but I'd want to put it to bed here now. As we come up to the 10-minute mark of the second half. Nice clearance, just hogged it a little bit there, Houston. I think he should try and get a hit away while he's got a nice trap happening.
Not sure who number 30 is for Manly GNS, but he ran that one down nicely.
Well covered in the crouch, stick out in front. Just really good body position.
Robinson played it strong, clever. Out of reach of Van der Zand. Maxwell clips a foot on the way through. Get another opportunity.
Oh, lovely ball. Just threaded. Maxwell's got some speed here. Doesn't need to keep it in. And it'll be a long from almost the sideline. It was baseline, I thought, there. No, he's going to make it sideline. Okay. Either way, Penrith are high in attack. There are 18 players in the attacking 23 at the moment. They're just going to walk this in all night. And gets a stick on that one. It's like Groundhog Day at the moment, Lachlan. Up here in the high right pocket. That's 4. Oh, that'll be a short for straight over the back. On my count, this is, I think, number 9 in corners for Penrith.
Yeah, not really necessary for Manly GNS. It wasn't a pressure situation by any stretch. They just had to wait it out, and fortunately for them, Penrith won the mind game.
It might have been a bit of frustration.
Although given Penrith's short corners, they might be backing themselves to win this one and have it out of the middle rather than out of the sideline.
There's a nice variation. Hughes pops it back into Houston. It's off the body and it's another corner. That's 10.
It's Maxwell injecting.
Arif Khan, by the look at it, is trapping. Houston hitting. Chong's to the right. There we go. Miss hit, well covered by Lowe. At least on target.
That was clever. All the way out. Bruin. Hughes.
Don't faff around here because Kelly will poach if they don't get in each other's way. Kelly sets it up. Oh, he's missed it at the far post. It was a 1-2. It may have been a shot. It ended up being a 1-2. It was a little awkward. And gets it across and just trying to dive and get that backstick deflection in. Oh, that's Manly's best chance of the game, and it's gone begging.
Yeah, it's just one of those, could just be one of those nights for Manly GNS.
Then again, they've got it here after an error in midfield, but look how fast Penrith are to cover.
Unfortunately, it's been the theme of the night for Manly GNS. They can string 2, maybe 3 passes together, but just can't quite manage a fourth. And
it's a bit of a coach killer, that one, unfortunately, that opportunity that's gone begging there. Foster's picked that up nicely in midfield for Manly. And here we are. 3-on-3, Penrith recovering. Kelly with some nice skills, mid. It's free left. Not now. And that's a heavy tackle from behind, playing the advantage. Rob Heisman's had a quiet night for Manly too, number 97. Thought he might have been a bit more influential. He's been a bit quiet tonight. Just getting into the play there now. Well, that's a nice little through jinky ball. Van der Zand with a good turn and picked by Pearce. And that's a corner to Manly because I think Pearce has put the hand in the back there. Might not have been Pearce, might have been someone else. Anyway, that's... Okay, I think that's Manly's first corner for the game. Well, they've butchered that one a couple of minutes ago. Here's a chance to grab one back.
Well, last night we saw Bryce pull back a 2-goal deficit with just 15 on the clock, so it's been done. Similarly, Bryce had a shocker to that stage.
Foster looks like he's set up at left layoff. He's got the best hit out there, John Foster. I'd be putting it to him for a crack. May come straight to him, or he may be a little layoff. He's very close to the top. Instead of that couple of feet, couple of metres extra to the left that you normally have the layoff person. Here's Manly's chance. Good hit, but straight at the keeper. Oh no, Pearce is just coming on now. Must have got the wrong play. I must have picked up 23 for Penrith perhaps, who give that hit. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Oh, necessary touch from Manly. Houston was away one-on-one if that ball had gotten through. And a key touch there by, I think, Kerr Bray for Manly. A very important little deflection. Not that Penrith are in any hurry to get going. They're in control of this game at 2-0 and 13 minutes left. Good lead from Khan. Couldn't quite hold on to that one.
Long one out of defence by Manly GNS, and it's worked. This one, oh, is this going to hit the post? Well, one thing I'll say for the Manly front half is they're running the game out. Manly GNS, bit of pressure. Robinson does it nicely. Houston. Just getting loose, just threatening. Can feel the intensity's gone up a couple of notches, in particular from Manly GNS. Firmly approaching last chance saloon. Back through the centre, only as far as Chong. Bit of an airy from Van der Zand. Heisman right, and now it's again another turnover. Hughes in the way. Robinson.
Well read by Hughes. Foster just need to be a couple of yards just further back trying to pick that up. But Hughes is quick across the ground. Well read.
Nice
Oh,
pick
nice.
up.
And the ball's onto the right wing. Pearce. Lowe's retreating. Pearce has a wild swing looking for the big hit. Good cover from Heisman there in a dangerous position. Gets a hit for the dangerous swing. Oh, but they've put it straight up the guts to Penrith, to the D. And that's hit a foot. Just jumped the gun a little bit there on that whistle. He could have played an advantage. It fell straight to Penrith. They did have a shot at, but it was after the whistle, so it'd be a corner.
Penrith again, we've seen layoffs left, layoffs right, and other sorts of slips and letting it out of the 5-yard dot. Might just be time to go for the rocket straight up the middle.
Is that Houston ripping out and Chong at the top, I think, by the look of it? Well, it's just a long way out from the top of the D. And straight to Houston. Oh, he was in great position to receive, and I think he might have had a little look up at the goals and where he was going to slot it and just missed the trap. That's another one gone begging for Penrith. Not that they need it, but it would put the game to bed. And that's nice play. And a touch. That's the third one. That's beautifully crafted. That's just a great forward poacher's goal. Quick free hit outside, slap in, and just getting a little deflect.
Yeah, Christian Menzies was the man. He was alive to it, just around the corner. And I reckon that's Menzies' second. We didn't quite pick up who nailed Penrith's first, but I reckon it was Menzies.
That's a very classy goal. That's just being alert. Oh, Van Zandt's tried to dribble it there. Houston getting squeezed for space. But he's squeezed the ball. He squeezed for space and he squeezed the ball way out of his reach. He can't appeal for anything there. The ball's out of your remit there. It's Penrith who are very comfortable at the moment, 3-0. Oh, nice comeback and recover and intercept, but again, unfortunately, it's fallen. Just getting a bit scrappy from both teams here. Eastman just trying to get a bit of control. And a lovely ball out to the right. You've got to take that back a bit, is what he's saying. He's done the little soft whistle a few times. Oh, that's a good hit. Finding the striker, trying the little shave pass through. A little bit of fatigue creeping in now, mental and physical. Seeing a few errors. As Manly push to try and get something on the board. That's a nice little deflect. Penrith have all the answers though. We've got 8 minutes left in our season. And Penrith are doing it comfortably. That's a nice ball to Foster. Well, good Manly retaining here. Good. Let's see something come of this. Nice, I'll get a hit. Houston, I think it is coming, having a well-earned break. He's been the key player up high for Penrith. Oh, there we are. It looks like Van Son's put one in from a very tight angle.
Yeah, very
just
much
catching
has.
the Penrith keeper napping. Just watching that replay. Yeah, just a nice angle. Oh, how did that sneak in? Good poacher's goal.
Well, opportunistic. We're just about to say it's almost good night, but the lights are back on. Just inside 7 to go. Crazier things have happened than 2 more goals.
Sure what that hard whistle was for there. Anyway, Manly have got one back. They get another one, it'll make it very interesting. Penrith just having a little snooze on that one. This, similar to the Penrith third goal, just got in, caught them napping. Oh, nice. That's good. That's what we want to see. Manly sustaining a bit of attack here. It's good. 5 minutes 40 to go. That passed a bit soft, but it's fallen to them again. Stick down. They'll hold this. Just need to retain possession. Hard off a bobble hit. Can be a difficult trap, that, under pressure. Even if you get your stick on it, it still tends to top spin away from you.
Nice ball.
Oh, well cut out. That's what Manly need through the midfield a lot more. That player really going at speed, getting it first, getting a yard in front of the opponent. No point sitting back now wondering what might. Got to go for everything.
Clever play by Menzies. Dumped it to Pearce.
Robinson's got it wide now. Eastman nice and calm at the back there. Good control. Right half's on. If they look up, right half's on. Rob might have heard me, sensed me. That's good. Apologies to Penrith people. We're just going to cheer Manly on for a few minutes here. They can get another goal and really make this game come alive the last few minutes. Oh, Khan with a nice little cutout. It's 2 on 4. Oh. And Manly had to make that.
Yeah, Finney-Moore was the man loose for Penrith in the circle.
It was a lovely through ball. And you could see that coming onto his stick, but well done from Manly. It'll be a long, but it's just soaking up time as well. We're down to 3.5 minutes. Robinson on the 25. They get someone to the baseline. They can lock it in for a little. No, it's back out to Pearce. Yeah, who needs, that's right. That's the word pressure. They need more of it. No point putting all 11 back. Almost got to play man on man and just put the pressure one-on-one. Hope your opponent makes a boo-boo. Oh, that's a thread.
Very professional little minute and a half there from Penrith.
Showing how to soak up time. Not by time wasting, but just by using the ball wisely, under no pressure and working it around. Just a matter of running the clock down now with 2:25 to play. There's players free everywhere out wide for Penrith, which is what you want. Manly just don't have the legs to cover. Almost pinched that. Almost. Oh, that's fallen straight for... That is way too easy. A fundamental error from across at the back, and that is not game over yet. Well, it is really. It's 4-1 to Penrith. There's 1:40 to go. Clinical finish, just a lovely unselfish play up the front. Manly, disappointed that didn't come off. Yeah. Trying to get around the back for a quick play.
That was Menzies. That's certainly his second. It might even be his third.
He's been a key player up in the D, that's for sure.
And he dished off the assist to Pearce as well. Had quite a good night out.
Oh, and just like that, Van Son is in for his second for Manly with 53 seconds on the clock. Pays not to go to the car park too early. Emma Van Son. That relation to Jay there, just texting in. Let's go Manly. 4-2.
Yeah, quite clever there from Penrith. Although, yeah, if you're going to throw it all the way back there, then coming through the midfield like that.
And amazingly now, Lachlan, given Penrith's dominance, it's actually a 2-2 second half.
Yeah, well, doesn't quite feel like it should be, to be honest. But anyway, that's why Penrith have now won 4 in a row, why they were minor premiers.
There's the siren. Congratulations, Penrith. Congratulations, Manly Gordon, on making the final, but Penrith way too strong tonight. 4-2 winners in our last game for the evening and for the season.
Yeah, very well played tonight, Penrith. We offer a huge congratulations to them, as well as to St George Randwick winning the Masters Division earlier this evening, and to each of UTS taking the Sydney Cup last night, and Briars in the Premier Grade. Well done to all of our premiers.
Northside in Grand Masters. Thank you to all our hard-working board members, all the players, umpires. It's been another fantastic season, 240 games, great year of Masters hockey. We're going to sign off, let everyone have a good night's sleep. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our telecast tonight with Lachlan Morley, Ian Jessup. Thanks to Luke Domro and the family for the audio visuals tonight. Doing a sterling job as always. See you around at hockey soon. Keep playing. Good night.